You know exactly that feeling. You're standing in line for coffee. Rehearsal is over in your head. You've practiced the sentence 5 times. Buongiorno. Voglio prendere un latte, per favore. It sounds perfect inside your brain, but then you get to the front of the line. The barista looks at you waiting, and suddenly your throat tightens. Your heart starts pounding against your ribs like it's trying to escape. Your palms get sweaty, and that perfect sentence you practiced? Gone. Vanished. You end up muttering something incoherent, pointing at a pastry you didn't even want, and walking away feeling completely defeated. Again, why does this happen? You know the vocabulary. You spent hundreds of hours on apps, watching videos, filling out grammar exercises. On paper, you know this language. But the second you have to open your mouth in the real world, your brain completely shuts down. Today, we need to talk about the single biggest obstacle in your language learning journey. It's fear. And the truth is, until you deal with this fear, all the studying in the world won't make you fluent. Why? Let's break down what this fear actually is. When you freeze up in front of a native speaker, what are you actually afraid of? Are you afraid they will physically attack you for conjugating a verb wrong? Of course not. You are afraid of judgment. You are afraid of looking stupid and losing status. Somewhere along the way, maybe in school, maybe because of a perfectionist streak, you internalize the idea that every time you open your mouth to speak a new language, you're taking a test. And if you make a mistake, you fail. You feel like there's a giant spotlight on you, and the other person is analyzing every syllable, mentally correcting your pronunciation, and secretly laughing at how slow you are. I need you to understand something crucial right now. Nobody cares about your mistakes as much as you do. Think about it. When a non-native speaker talks to you in your own language, and they make a mistake, do you immediately think they're stupid? No. Or at least I hope you don't. You listen to the content of what they are saying. You appreciate that they're trying to communicate. Why do you assume everyone else is harsher than you are? The native speaker you're talking to is not a grammar teacher waiting to grade you. They're just a person trying to get through their day. They value clarity over perfection every single time. The problem is that your ego is getting in the way of your learning. Your ego wants to protect you from looking foolish. So it says, if I can't say this perfectly, I won't say it at all. That mindset is poison. Perfectionism is procrastination wrapped in pride. If you wait until you are ready to speak, you will never speak. Being ready is a myth. Fluency happens in the messy, awkward, uncomfortable middle of real conversations. So, how we stop being scared? We have to reframe the goal. Right now, your goal when you speak is impress them with how good my language skills are. That's way too much pressure. Your new goal needs to be connect with another human being. When the goal is connection, mistakes don't matter as much. If you get your point across, even with terrible grammar, you have succeeded. Let's look at 3 practical ways to lower the stakes and stop paralyzing yourself. First, embrace the caveman approach. When panic sets in, you try to translate complex thoughts from your native language into the new one. Stop doing that. Simplify everything. If you can't remember how to say, "Excuse me, could you point me in the direction of the nearest restroom?" Just say, "Bathroom?" Where? Is it elegant? No. Is it polite? Maybe not perfectly. Does it communicate the message? Yes. You get to go to the bathroom. Victory. Lower the bar until you can step over it. Don't try to be a poet. Just try to be understood. Second, the 3-second rule. The longer you think about what you're going to say, the exponentially more terrified you become. Your brain has time to invent 1,000 scenarios where you humiliate yourself. When you have an impulse to speak, do it within 3 seconds. Don't give your fear department time to log into work. Blurt it out. It might come out messy, but at least it's out there. Action cures anxiety. Third, and most importantly, own your incompetence. Nothing defuses tension faster than admitting you are struggling. If you feel yourself freezing up, just say it. Learn the phrase, "I'm sorry, I'm nervous and my English isn't great today." Watch what happens when you say that. The other person's shoulders will drop. They will almost always smile and say, "No problem, take your time." By acknowledging the elephant in the room, you take away its power. Look, the goal isn't to get rid of the fear completely. The fear might always be there, a little voice in the back of your head whispering that you aren't good enough. The goal is to feel that fear and speak anyway. You have to be willing to sound like an idiot to eventually sound like a genius. There's no shortcut. So the next time you are in that line and your heart starts pounding, take a deep breath. Remember that the barista doesn't care about your grammar. Remember that your goal is just connection, not perfection. and just say the words. Messily, imperfectly, bravely. Just speak.